All right, what's up everybody? This is Betty Garza, realtor right here in South Florida. And today we're gonna be talking about the top reason why you should not move to Florida. And we're getting at it right here. All right, so today's video is top reason not to move to Florida. And on this channel, I just kind of relay messages. I give information based on opinion, experience. As you know, I grew up and I was raised right here in South Florida. So I don't know anything else, but I do know Florida. And on this channel, you're gonna get all the information you need if you're looking to relocate or move to Florida. I'm getting phone calls, emails, text messages every single day from people that are moving here to Florida, and I absolutely love it. My team specializes in helping people relocate here, and we just have so much fun and enjoy helping people get through that process. If this is the first time to my channel, you are welcome to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so that you're notified every time I post a video, which is weekly. And also it helps get these videos or my videos out to people that are looking for the same information as you. So throughout this video, if you're finding this information useful, definitely click those buttons. There's also a link below where you could set up a one-on-one with me and we can chit chat and talk a little bit more in detail about what it is you're looking for here in South Florida. I look forward to hearing from you. And again, if you're looking to know what it's like to eat, play, sleep, work right here in South Florida, I definitely got your back when doing that. All right, so let's get into it. What is the top reason you should not move to Florida? This could be a reason to or a reason not. Maybe it bothers you, maybe it doesn't. My main opinion on why you should not move to Florida is the weather. Okay, guys, I was at my son's soccer game, okay? 8 o'clock in the morning, watching a soccer game, beautiful day, okay? Beautiful day, and success through the game. That same day, I had an open house planned for one of the houses I'm selling in Boynton Beach. And literally, again, beautiful day. I'm like, this is gonna be huge. It's gonna be a success. So many people are gonna come. And as I'm putting out signs, I'm like sweating. And I get all the signs out. I put the open house flag up and it's great, right? The first hour, totally fine. Literally, sunshine, okay? And an hour later, it is pouring rain, like cats and dogs pouring rain. I'm like, what is going on here? And it literally rained for about 15 minutes and then the sun was back out again. And then after it rains, it becomes so humid. So if you're one that likes to straighten your hair, if you're my girls, you know, I've got curly hair, but I definitely like those days where I can just straighten it out and, you know, you just get a different look, right? Change it up. No, not on a day like that. Your hair will get frizzy, the humidity is insane, and it will ruin your hair day, okay? And so it's literally sunshine 1 minute and then the next it could be raining. Also with our weather, I've literally been on one side of the street and it is raining just over the other side of the street. It's crazy. So the rain, the heat, the humidity is definitely one if you're not used to it. I know, you know, up north, I visited before and the air is just so different. It's very dry, it's very crisp. Yeah, not here in Florida. We have a lot of humidity. And that will, you know, literally walking to your car, you will sweat. Summer, you know, right now we're in the month of November. So you do get some cooler days within this month. You know, in the morning you have breeze. Yesterday, as I was talking about with my family, yesterday we didn't get any rain, but it was nice and breezy in the morning. In the afternoon, we hit about the 80s. Yes, we're in November and we're in the 80s. So if you're not used to that, you will get some heat, but it was breezy. It's a little breezier through the months of like November, December, January, February. We get some colder days in the beginning of the year as well. And when I say cold, I mean we are maybe a low of 60s, maybe mid 60s. We've gotten a couple of those already this year. But another thing about the weather is of course hurricanes. Okay, I've talked about this in other videos. The thing about hurricanes, if you've never experienced them, it is a very different experience. Through a hurricane, it's usually right at nighttime. You will hear gusts of winds, you will get a lot of rain. And if you're one that has shutters on your home, you have no idea what's going on outside because your home is completely dark, you have shutters up, up, you can't see anything outside. If you do have an upgrade on that home and you have impact windows, then from there you probably can see what's going on outside. Though most impact window companies will tell you you probably should still shutter those up, just depending on the level of hurricane it is. If it's like a category 1 or maybe just a tropical storm, you don't necessarily have to put up the shutters. But if you get into those higher categories like a 3, 4, 5, we just recently had a hurricane hit the west coast of Florida, which was Hurricane Ian, which did do a lot of damage, unfortunately. And so through those higher hurricanes, you probably should shutter because there's a lot of debris that flies, trees, branches, furniture, just depending how people, your neighbors are going to prepare for these storms. Some people, bring everything inside and bring things into your garage, things like that. But the thing about hurricanes is that we do get warning. There are ways to prepare for these storms. You go out, you buy food, you can have a generator at home. They do have generators that can power your entire house, so it's not as uncomfortable, but there is a price tag to that as well. And then you have a generator where you can just gas it up, you keep it outside, you definitely don't keep those inside, and that can power things like your refrigerator, a few fans, keep the phones charged and things like that. It's almost like camping inside. Power outages are a big thing during hurricanes. You can lose power, just depending where you are in the grid will depend on how fast you get that back. Some people get it back very quickly. If you're near like a hospital or something like that, those places tend to, of course, get power back a lot quicker. The local electric company, they always are prepared and ready to go once we have a hurricane. Once the area is within the cone, you can see that all over the news. Once it's in there, they're ready. They have people on call, they have trucks loaded, and they're ready to go as soon as they can, safely travel to those areas. I know that when I was younger, I was still at home with my mom. We had a very bad storm, and I've gone through a lot of hurricanes, but this one was probably the worst. And we had a part of the roof that was taken, kind of collapsed in. We had no power for 2 weeks. It was pretty brutal. But out of all the hurricanes I've been through, that one was the worst of them all. And if you look it up, here in South Florida, there has been some hurricane major impacts here that you can look up and see that. So you just never know how bad it'll be until it really hits landfall, and then the post, what you see after the storm. If you're one that cannot deal with hurricanes, or that sounds a little bit too much, then maybe South Florida is not for you. But just know there are ways to prepare, things to do to protect your home and your family and your goods throughout that storm. It's not always that bad, but it can be. I definitely wanted to make that the top reason why I think people do not or should not move to Florida is because of the weather. So it's very hot. We hit some high heat, but not only is it hot, you do get that humidity. It could be raining, in the morning and beautiful in the afternoon, or vice versa. So heat and humidity is something you cannot take. Florida definitely is not for you. And then of course, hurricanes, that season is from June through November, and it's usually peak around September, October, November is where we get a lot of those storms here. So if those things are not for you, definitely Florida may not be the spot for you. But if you feel like it's something you can handle, don't worry, there's ways to prepare for all of those things. So that's my opinion and the reasons why you should not move to Florida. If you found this information useful, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and that way these videos can get out to other people that are looking for the same information. And I will see you guys next time.